Hi and welcome. I'm your host Patrick Murphy and this is On Track. Hi and welcome to On Track. I'm your host Patrick Murphy. Joining us today is Zane. Welcome to On Track.
Thank you, Patrick. It's my pleasure to be here.
So can you give us an introduction of yourself and give us your background with music?
Well, I've always been very musical. It's always been a big part of my life, and I've always felt like it was the thing that I was destined to do, even for years when I was working a straight job. It just, you know, I was playing music kind of as a hobby, but I always felt it was just the right thing to do, and then I had the opportunity to pursue that career, and it just everything just fell into place then.
So when did you start playing guitar?
You know, I was probably around 11 or 12 years old. I had an older sister who had a guitar, and I just started picking it up and playing with it and figuring out songs by ear. We couldn't afford lessons, so I never really took lessons. I pretty much taught myself everything. Actually, when I was a little younger, my grandfather had a mandolin. I remember I used to like to play with that, and I actually inherited that.
Mm-hmm. So at what point in your life did you know that music was something that you wanted to do?
I mean, I always knew it was something that I wanted to do. I just didn't know to what degree. You know, at an early age, I had to support myself, and I was working pretty hard, and I was always playing music at the time, but it was more, like I mentioned, as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was always something that I felt that I had to do. And it's just a part of me.
So before we talk about one of your songs, can you give us an overview of some of your influences?
Oh boy, I've got so many influences. You know, I mentioned I had an older sister. I also had two older brothers, and they were always playing music of the 60s and the 70s, rock and folk and rhythm and blues, mm-hmm. and Motown, and you know, and then a little older, I got more into, you know, the country stuff, Johnny Cash, and even classical and jazz. I mean, I really branched out, and really all kinds of genres of music have influenced me, and I think that comes out. I've really got kind of a diverse style of music. What I'm going to play here today, it doesn't really encompass everything, but yeah, I really I don't stick to one genre. Actually, sometimes I have trouble, mm-hmm. kind of when someone asks me what kind of music do I play, I'm like, well, lots of different kinds of music.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a listen to your first song.
All right. Down in Louisiana, here who knows when. Hit a southern downpour, riding it on 10. There was trouble in the future, there was trouble in the air. There was trouble in the heavens and in the atmosphere. Hot and humid evening, shoot sticking to our skin. Drinking in the quarter, looted up again. We walked out of that bar to that fateful night. That is when the police come looking for a fight. Yeah, that is when the police come looking for a fight. jumped out of their car, stood us at a wall. I knew when they searched us, we would take a fall. Jumped up on partner, busted up his jaw. And they said with a smile, you don't mess with the law. Yeah, they said it with a smile, you don't mess with the law. We're in the parish prison now, sleeping on the floor. We only had 18 bunks, sleep 34. I didn't have a blanket and my pillow was my shoes. Gotta make the best of it, got the prison blues. Yeah, you gotta make the best of it, get the prison blues. Now I got the prison blues. The parish prison blues. Woke us up at 6 a.m., stood us in a line. Eating grits for breakfast was surely too fine. Did a cup of coffee, get it all washed down. Spent all day waiting, confined to prison grounds. Yeah, you spend all day waiting, confined to prison grounds. Just laying around waiting, nothing much to do. Had no way of knowing when my time is through. I didn't get no outside word, didn't get no news. Sure ain't got no freedom, got the prison blues. Yeah, you sure ain't got no freedom, got the prison blues. Now I got the prison blues. The parish prison blues. Sure got the prison blues. The parish prison blues.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy. Joining us today is Stephen Zane. So, Stephen, right off the bat, can you give us an overview of your music writing process?
You know, if I could just sum it up quickly, the more effort you put into it, the harder it is to write. Some of the best songs I've written just kind of written themselves. I mean, they just come to me, and it's a matter of getting them from up here out and recording them. I've had some coming to me in my sleep, or just, I just eating dinner or something will hit me, and I just, I gotta get that riff down.
Do you find yourself writing the music first or like the lyrics first?
Usually I get like a melody, and then the melody, like some words will come to the melody, and then I find the chords to it, and then it just kind of flows from there. Usually, there's different processes, but that's
Right. So as a musician, what is one of the biggest challenges you face in this kind of industry?
Today, with the internet and everything, it's really great to promote it and to get your music out there. There are a lot of really talented other independent singer-songwriters and musicians such as myself. Probably the biggest frustration is just getting my music heard by more and more people.
So is there a favorite thing you have about performing?
I love it when I can affect people in a positive way. I love it when I see people going like this, or tapping their foot, or dancing to my music, or singing along. Usually when I perform, I play a lot of covers, and people just love to sing along to some of them.
Is there one song you find yourself playing more than others that seem to be a fan favorite?
No, there's a few songs. One song that comes to mind that people love to sing along to is "Bad Bad Leroy Brown."
So can you talk about our next song we're going to hear called "Over You"? How'd that come to be?
"Over You" just kind of came to me the way I mentioned before. Just melody started coming and words. It's kind of a fictitious story. It didn't really happen to me or anyone I know. It kind of wrote itself, and it kind of took a fictitious story along its way.
How about your next one, "Fell Down Hard"?
"Fell Down Hard" kind of is similar to that, but it was kind of influenced by, sometimes you get negative vibes from people, and it brings you down, and just don't let it bring you down. It's just my way of overcoming that.
All right, let's have a listen.
Well, I pulled into town a few minutes ago. Took a look around. Which way do I go? Now there's one thing that we gotta make clear. Got to realize you're the reason I'm here. I left a high job down in Jacksonville, getting what I can. I got my fill. once I was all alone, just outside San Antone, fighting with the law, and they put out my lights. Locked in a jailhouse for 14 nights over you. Oh, over you. I hitched across the desert, got a ride with a man who swears he saw the devil walking on the Rio Grande. At the California border, I was feeling half dead. Better get there soon, gonna lose my head over you. Oh, over you. Oh, over you. Oh, over you. Fell down hard today. Must be a better way. I fell down hard today. When I heard you say that you threw me, well, it's plain to see yeah, you threw me. Way it ought to be. There I go again. Can't remember when. There I go again. Lost another friend. What you do to me? Got me on my knees. What you do to me? Got me begging, please. There I go again. Can't remember when. There I go again. Lost another friend. Well, I'm through. what you put me through. Hell, I'm through you. What you gonna do? There I go again. Can't remember when. There I go again. Lost another friend. There I go again. Can't remember when. There I go again. Lost another friend. Lost another friend. Lost another friend.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Rosita, did you know there's a right way to sneeze? Let's show them, Elmo. Got it. When you feel like your nose needs to give it at you, this is how you act. This is what you do. Lift your arm up high, bend it toward your face. Sneeze right there in the bendy place. Achoo! Achoo! You can do it with ease. Achoo! Achoo! That's the right way to sneeze. Thank you.
To learn more about preventing flu, visit flu.gov.
Welcome back to On Track. I'm Patrick Murphy. Joining us today is Stephen Zane. So, Stephen, where do you hope to see yourself in the future as a musician?
Well, I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I just want to get my music out to more people and just try to touch more people in a positive way.
So, where can we find you online?
I'm at StephenZane.com. Stephen with a V.
Can you talk about your albums for a few minutes?
Sure. Well, this is the first one I released over here. I'll close my eyes. Very mellow. Actually, most of the songs I wrote when my children were young, and it's just a mellow time in my life. I think I released that in '06. This one, Second Coming, came out in 2010, a little better. The first one was kind of a learning experience. And then this is my latest, Take Me Home, which I just released last year, and I think it's by far my best.
Do you have a favorite song from each one of them, maybe?
Well, you know, actually, I think one of my favorite songs is one I just did tonight called Over You, which is on Take Me Home.
So, are there any upcoming projects, maybe another album you might be working on, that kind of thing?
I got enough songs for 2 albums. It's just a matter of getting in the studio and getting them done. And with one of our bands, Electric Medicine, we started recording a CD, so hopefully we'll get one of those out soon.
So, as a musician, do you find yourself playing with other groups, maybe on and off?
Oh yeah, I've sat in with other groups. I have a band, a 3-piece band called the Rhythmic Cats that we do mostly covers, rock and roll covers, and then we've got Electric Medicine, which is mostly originals. It's a psychedelic jam band, and we've been around forever.
Okay. So, can you talk about the last song we're going to hear from you, "The Time Is Coming"?
Time Is Coming is one of the first songs I wrote. It kind of came to me. I was sitting on the couch playing my guitar with the TV off. Or the sound was off on the TV, and the evening news came on. and all these images started flashing before me, and the song just, I wrote it in about 10 minutes. I was kind of surprised myself. I mean, I was in my mid-20s, and it just kind of flowed from there.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. Let's have a listen to The Time Is Coming.
All right, thank you.
The time is coming, winds are changing, tide is turning, backs are breaking, heads are nodding, hands are shaking, the sick are dying, the rich are taking. What can I do? What must we do? Rains are falling, water's rising, homes are burning, children crying, schools are closing, walls are crumbling, preachers preaching, politicians mumbling. What can I do? What must we But what can I do? What must we do? Prisons filling, streets decaying, pigs are laughing, dogs are straying, sheep are breeding, numbers growing, tempers flaring, blood is flowing. But what can I do? What must we do? Can I do? What must we do?
Thanks for watching On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy, and a special thanks to Stephen Zane. We'll see you next time.